Edyta Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts. Welcome to Quilting Window. I am so glad you stopped by and wanted to quilt with me. We are working on a mystery quilt. This is so exciting. All the blocks are coming together so beautifully. Today's block, we're gonna do quarter square triangles and half square triangles. When we put them together, we are gonna be making a flying geese units. I am so happy for you. I have chose some fabrics for today. I have two blues, one light, one dark blue, and a light background fabric. Those are the fabrics from Perfect Union that I'm using to cut my pieces. Visit our blog for the recipes so you have the exact measurements and all the number of pieces to cut it. So please make sure, go to our website, click on a blog, and there you will find the recipes for each of the blocks that we're making. I'm going to cut my flying geeses. They're cut from a quarter square triangles. How do I cut it? I take square. Let me show you. I have a different color just to refresh, to remind you how to cut quarter square triangles. You're gonna take a square and you're gonna cut your square. Okay, this is a square. You're gonna cut a square twice diagonally, point to point, to make 4 quarter square triangles. What's the difference between quarter square triangle and a half square triangle? Half square triangle is cut only once diagonally and the bias is right here. Quarter square triangle, straight grain here, bias and a bias here. Why do I do this? Because I want my bias edges to go together and a straight grain edges to be on the outside of my flying geeses. Okay. So this was refresh how to cut my flying geeses unit, quarter square triangle units. So right there I have my light fabric and those are cut from 5 1/4 square twice diagonally. Those are cut from 2 7/8 square once diagonally. So you have those measurements, but please remember, go to our website, go to the blog, and all the recipes are right there. So this is the unit that we're gonna make, and we're gonna start by making each of our flying geese unit, and we're gonna place those pieces right sides together. I match perfectly right here in the corner. I'm gonna start stitching, flip it open, then I go ahead and do the same thing on this side, sew it, flip it open. Let me show it to you. I have one started for you right here. Do you see? I sewed it, flip it open just like this, and I'm gonna push my seam allowance towards the dark. I'm gonna push it towards the dark. Then my second seam allowance, I'm gonna stitch it and I'm gonna push it towards the light. Why do I do that? Because when I sew my flying geeses later on, I don't have such a drastic bump right here. I like it nice and smooth. You could push both seam allowance towards the dark, but then it will give me a little bit more bumpy right here, and I like my quilts nice and smooth, so I do it that way. You're gonna finish the first one, you're gonna go ahead, finish the second one. As soon as you finish those units, you're gonna square them up. There should be 2.5 by 4.5, and again I'm gonna use my cute little ruler. I am big on squaring things up. I love squaring things up. I think it's very important when I'm squaring things up, I'm paying attention that I'm not cutting too close to the edge right there, because we don't want to lose that point. We don't want to lose that 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm gonna just trim it. As soon as I finish trimming it, I'm gonna go ahead, place those two together and stitch. And if you would like to, stitch it on this side where you can see the threads, the stitches right there, so you know that when you're sewing, you go through that X marks the spot, and that way you don't gonna lose a point on your flying geese. And look at, I did mine really nice. I paid attention to it, and as soon as you finish this unit, you're gonna push that seam allowance towards the top flying geese. Place your ruler over, trim it beautifully to 4.5 by 4.5, and you would repeat it to make 4 of those. And then you're gonna move on for your second color option, and you're gonna make 8 of those. I have a little bit more housekeeping to do. By that I mean those little threads, we don't want them hanging like this. We want them nice and clean and trimmed off so everything looks beautiful. And you're gonna be ready, set, go to place your block number 9 into the quilt. Oh, it is start looking really nice. You guys are doing an amazing job, and I am so proud of you. Keep posting those pictures. Hashtag them quilt Mystery Quilt 2021. And make sure you tag us at Laundry Basket Quilts so we can see your progress and enjoy this journey with you. Happy quilting, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow for block number 10.